Hello there and welcome. Today we are taking a look at the 1.8 patch. I'm going to do a little bit of testing, a little bit of a review of it, and see what has worked and what hasn't. And I know that I'm basically a day late here. They released it a little bit earlier than anticipated. I have unfortunately been very busy, so apologies, but we'll go through it here. And of course, to go behind this video is going over the patch notes. That's a given. But I'll test to my best of my ability if these patch notes are accurate or not, because the last few patches hasn't really hit the they haven't really landed perfectly, I guess you could say. So with that said, let's just get started. And the first fix here should be rain weather. And honestly, as you can see here, this is Singapore. It is raining a little bit, and it's no longer stuttering and lagging. So that seems to have been fixed. I've checked this on a couple of tracks, no lagging or stuttering. So at least they have seemingly fixed that issue. When it comes to staff, contracts, and hiring, it seems like most of these have worked as intended. If you have anyone that hasn't, please let me know, and I'll take a little bit of a close look at it. But we'll go over them in quick succession here. Fixed staff and facility effects not return to normal at the end of sponsorship engagement periods. Basically, if things like missing scouts, staff, and facility boosts, debuffs, not returning to the baseline, seems to have been fixed in a very good way. Fixed drivers or staff with agreed future contracts being poached by another team and entering a new season. It's a good fix. We don't want to go into a new season without, staff or drivers. And I've had to actually experience this one myself even before the patch, but if it has been fixed now, I hope so. Fixed drivers or staff being poached shortly after stating they had no intention of leaving. I actually got a message like that, and he didn't leave, so seems to have been fixed. Fixed AI teams making contract offers to drivers or staff they have already agreed a future contract with. So basically, again, future contract poaching seems to have been limited. I tried to force something like that to happen. Didn't seem like the AI bit the bait there, so seems to have been fixed. Fixed AI teams leaving driver or staff position vacant at the start of the second season. I tried to see this, but couldn't get it to happen, so it definitely seems to have been fixed. Increased likelihood of AI teams promoting affiliates into vacant positions. I haven't seen that yet still, but we'll probably have to go a little bit further down the season to get the effects of that, to be fair. Fixed breakout clauses not being paid for poached drivers or staff. So I haven't been able to force this myself, but from what I read on Reddit and on the Discord, it seems to be working now. Increased likelihood of AI teams promoting affiliates in vacant positions. Apparently I made a mistake there, but yeah, both those have been fixed. Fixed driver staff changed the email not displaying future contracts, and fixed case of AI teams replacing drivers already on long-term contracts. So basically, all the staff contracts and hiring stuff seems to be working as intended. And the weirdest thing I think I have here is actually just Ocon and Red Bull, because Perez is on an outgoing contract. Stroll, Gasly moved to RB. There isn't anything that is too insane here, honestly. Schumacher coming in isn't super insane. Perez going to Alpine is maybe a little bit out there. But generally, none of these moves are as insane as we've seen previously. So I think contracts so far have been fixed. I tried to take a look and see what's going on there. We can actually do that right now in terms of drivers and contracts. And my main concern is that they are still doing the one contract. I still don't have a name for these guys, but it is what it is. So I want to see here Perez. What kind of contract did they give him? They gave him a 3-year contract. So it seems like, for the most part, things are looking better. Sainz went to Mercedes, in which basically turned out to be a swap with Hamilton. So all in all, it's looking fairly good. Now, the only worry I have is that I don't believe we saw a re-signing. And I've tested this a little bit more in terms of that. And I don't think I've seen anyone on an outgoing contract re-sign with the same team, and that is potentially going to be a little bit troublesome. But the system now is a lot better than it was before, so I can say that what they've said they fixed in the patch notes for staff contracts and hiring seem to have worked. I haven't found any bugs so far, but if you have, let me know. When it comes to how they've rebalanced confidence, it's pretty weird, the choice that they've made. I'm just going to say it straight out. I feel like this is a very weird choice. If we take a look now at the confidence of Crawford, for instance, he's lost a lot of positions, he's falling backwards, he's not having a good race. But as you can see, his confidence, we speed this up, is slowly returning to medium. He's not doing anything to earn that, And basically here, what they've done, instead of rebalancing confidence, is that they've remade the system a little bit. You can see here that Sergeant, even though he is in 11th, he's failing some overtakes. He did get an overtake there, got a huge confidence boost. Lost some there because he got overtaken. It's far less than what it used to be in terms of losing when you get overtaken with bad confidence. But what we are seeing here is that it seems, as we get a safety car, it seems that they've straight up changed how confidence works in the sense that it will return to baseline. And that's an interesting choice because they've just made setup very important because setup is a huge part of your baseline. So now you have to do setups and you have to do them well. If you want to have a decent starting point for your confidence, that's fine. But here's the thing, it's going to move towards the baseline. Crawford has not had a good race. He started 16th. He's fallen down to 19th. He hasn't really done anything to keep his confidence, but it is medium. In this case, I would be fine with him having fallen probably down here in the red, maybe close to the second red mark, if you will. But in Sargent's case, he started also 15th. He's moved up 4 places. He's looking at the points. He's fighting the Mercedeses. He definitely should have very high confidence. So that is fine. But it's interesting to see that they've elected to do it in a way that confidence will go back to baseline over time. I don't think necessarily it's a bad system, but it's a weird fix. And I'm going to have to take a bit of a closer look at this over a little bit longer time. But that is the impression that I'm getting, that driver confidence now just moves back to the baseline no matter what happens. And as mentioned, it's probably a good thing to do so. The player so far has been had a very easy job to keep peak confidence, and it does give a lot of driver stats. And now, basically, everyone will be moving back towards the balanced line, which could make races somewhat closer, but it's also going to make it a little bit harder for you as a back market team, or basically a sometime point contender, if you will, to grab those extra points from getting peak confidence. So it's an interesting choice. Again, I don't know if I like it so far. I'm going to require a little bit more testing, but it's an interesting decision to rebalance it. And it is a rebalancing. They basically changed how the mechanic work, in the sense that it now has a baseline it wants to return to, and it does so very slowly. So it's probably going to take 10, 20 laps without anything positive. Maybe not even that, 5 to 10 laps without anything positive before it returns back down here. But I think this is a system that could be good. I don't know, though. Again, I need to test it some more, and I don't really have time to sit down and spend 2 or 3 hours right now testing confidence. I'll probably do that as I make a new series sometime, but we'll see what the plan is there. But yeah, that's the confidence fix. Just to add a little bit here, sorry for breaking in again. I said that was confidence, but basically here, I want to show you this, what I said, that he's going to go back down to medium here with nothing happening within basically 5 laps. The safety car that we saw start has done a few laps here now, or 3 or 4, I'm a little bit unsure, but his confidence has fallen back down to medium. So it's basically a very quick thing to happen if nothing goes on in the race. And that is fairly interesting to see. Now, I don't know, again, if I like this, because basically now Sargent is back to medium confidence after a safety car for no reason. He's in the points. He has a chance. The safety car is not necessarily something negative for him, but he's lost basically all of his confidence and go back to that starting point. So it's a little bit weird. I think the decay shouldn't happen in certain scenarios. But again, this isn't that I need to take a closer look at. For now, I don't know if it's going to be a good or a bad one, but it does kind of force everyone onto an equal footing, to the point where I say if you're going to rebalance confidence in this manner, you might as well just remove it entirely and have a, well, not really permanent buff, but basically just have mentality do confidence job too. Because right now, it's not going to do much. I haven't actually looked deeply into how the AI set up their car, but I can't imagine the AI sets up their car very well, which means that their baseline is probably going to be lower than players. But yeah, again, weird system. I think at the moment it feels very much Band-Aid like. So I'll have to again dive a little bit deeper into it. But yeah, sorry. Moving on. Other fixes during the race weekend are outlaps being timed during qualifying sessions. Seem to have been fixed. So can't complain about that. Background animation race prep screen running at 6.5 speed. Haven't seen it run anything faster than it should. So I've hopefully fixed. Fixed Grand Slam achievement. Can't really test that one, but if you now can get Grand Slam, please let me know. Fixed missing track textures at Marina Bay. Again, good fixes. Now, lastly, we have some drivers here. Fixed both drivers being assigned the same car at the end of the season. It's a bug, and or at the start of a new season. It's a bug. Seems to have been fixed. I haven't run into that one myself. If you run into it, let me know. Fixed email dilemma proposing investment in another team's affiliate driver. I haven't actually been getting the emails. I haven't actually, I can't guarantee this one has been fixed, but from what I've seen on Reddit and what I've seen on Discord, it has been, so should be fine. Team roster update email showing duplicate drivers. So that one has also been fixed, which is very, very good. And the last one here, create a team. Fixed front wing sponsor slot protecting decals onto the other side of the nose cone seems to also have been fixed. So your decals now are looking a little bit better. But yeah, these have been the patch notes. I've tried to go through and review as much as possible. I don't really have a lot of time, which is why I haven't gone super in depth. I've taken a look at what seems to work and haven't worked. I've done a basically 2/3 of the season sim 3 times here to see the contracts. And generally, they seem to have been fixed and are far more realistic. You can still, however, poach basically the Red Bull squad as the worst team on the grid. You can still do that. There's no limitations on who you can sign, but the AI now is better at handling the contract side of things. And also, they didn't poach my affiliates for what I think is the first save in this game. But yeah, let me know what you think about the patch. There is apparently some bugs that have been introduced, and basically some guy managed to get himself 9 factory slots. But I assume that is basically just a missing minus in the sponsor plan is what I would think. So it should in theory be an easy fix, but seeing how patches can be a little bit problematic, I think we can live with that bug as long as it doesn't break anything else. But yeah, that should be it. There is also some weird things happening with QuickSim, I'll be honest, but it seems to be isolated incidents, so I don't know what's going on there. It's going to require a little bit more of a thorough look into. But basically, a screenshot on Reddit right now is Max Verstappen being 5 times lap in 24. The only thing I can imagine is, just simulation broke somehow, but I haven't been able to replicate it myself for the time being. But yeah, let me know what you think. We will start around the grid sometime soon. I am going to do a little bit more testing of the simulation just to be on the safe side. But so far, it seems to be okay. But if it is broken, we might need to delay around the grid and maybe do something else instead. Because the whole plan with around the grid, in order to keep it kind of interesting, I guess, is to try and condense each episode into actually a season. Unless we have a close title fight. But let's face it, around the grid last year, it wasn't a close title fight for 99% of the videos. So I don't know what I'll do there, but we'll think about that in the future. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.